Hello, darling. You know what's absolutely, profoundly hilarious, bordering on the absurd, when you truly stop to contemplate it? We, as a society of intelligent, technologically advanced beings, collectively spend exponentially more time, energy, and meticulous research deciding what sleek, metallic rectangle of glass and silicon to buy, agonizing over gigabytes, camera megapixels, and screen refresh rates than we do examining the very vibrational essence of the universe that we emit from our own mouths every single day. Our words? We pore over consumer reports for a device that will be obsolete in 2 years. Yet we allow the foundational tool of our reality creation to operate on unchecked, outdated, and often deeply negative default settings. And yet, darling, let's be crystal clear about a fundamental cosmic truth. Your phone, no matter how smart or expensive, isn't going to magically make you a millionaire. But your words, the sonic frequencies you broadcast into the quantum field, absolutely can and will if you learn how to wield them with conscious intent. In fact, what I am about to share with you today is not just a collection of feel-good platitudes. It is a direct transmission on the mechanics of manifestation, a peek behind the cosmic curtain to reveal exactly how the responsive, intelligent universe decodes and reacts to your specific language patterns. I will illuminate why the millionaires and titans of industry you admire, the ones who seem to live charmed lives of effortless abundance, aren't just the beneficiaries of random luck or fortunate circumstance. They are, in fact, cosmic code breakers. They've cracked a universal code of prosperity that has been hiding in plain sight since the dawn of consciousness. A code built not on complex algorithms, but on the simple, powerful, and often overlooked foundation of human language. They have learned that creation is a conversation, and they have mastered the vocabulary of wealth. Now, I can almost hear your thoughts, the familiar sigh of a seasoned skeptic. Here we go again, you might be thinking. Another self-proclaimed guru telling me I can just think my way to untold riches while I'm sitting here, staring at a bowl of instant ramen noodles, genuinely debating whether the extra 50 cents for the name brand version constitutes a reckless splurge this month. Trust me, darling, I don't just hear you. I feel you. I get it on a cellular level. You've likely chanted affirmations in the past that felt as authentic and substantial as a $3 bill. The words turning to ash in your mouth because they were so disconnected from your lived reality. You've maybe even stood in front of your bathroom mirror, mustering all your conviction to declare, "I am wealthy, I am abundant," while your banking app sent a notification that felt like a derisive laugh, informing you of yet another overdraft fee. The frustration, the disillusionment, the feeling of being gaslighted by the entire self-help industry. It is intensely real, and your feelings are valid. And frankly, let's be brutally honest. Most of what you've been taught about manifesting money is about as practical and effective as a chocolate teapot. It looks vaguely like the real thing, but it melts under the slightest pressure. But here, right now, is where the narrative shifts. This is where it gets compellingly interesting, and it's precisely why you're going to want to lean in, silence the distractions, and stick around for this entire, transformative conversation. The fundamental difference, the great chasm, between people who perpetually struggle in the trenches of financial lack and those who seem to effortlessly magnetize money as if they were born with a gravitational pull for prosperity, isn't their family background, their prestigious education, or even their initial starting circumstances. It is something far more subtle, infinitely more powerful, and beautifully, entirely within your control. It is the invisible, yet potent, energetic patterns they consistently create and broadcast with their words, their thoughts, and their underlying beliefs. It's the architecture of their inner world, an architecture built brick by brick with the mortar of their vocabulary. And the most beautiful, liberating part of this entire cosmic revelation is that once you understand the rules of this vibrational game, you don't need to wait for permission, for a lottery win, or for some external validation. You can start playing it and playing to win immediately. Let me paint you a more vivid, detailed picture of the quantum mechanics at play here, of what is really happening beneath the surface of your reality. Every single word you speak, whether whispered in private or declared in public, is not merely a collection of sounds. It is a discrete packet of energy, a vibrational event. 1. It is like carefully selecting and dropping a pebble into the vast, silent, and infinitely responsive cosmic pond of the quantum field. Those ripples, those vibrational signatures, don't just fade into nothingness. They travel outward in concentric circles, interacting with the energetic fabric of the universe, creating intricate patterns of interference and resonance. They are your cosmic broadcast, your personal frequency, and they possess a magnetic-like quality that attracts and draws back to you experiences, circumstances, and people that are a perfect vibrational match to the signal you have just sent out. Therefore, when you consistently, habitually speak the language of lack, "I'm so broke, I can't afford that. Everything is so expensive," or the language of struggle, "It's so hard to get by. You have to work yourself to the bone to make a living. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer." And the language of limitation, "I'll never get out of debt. That's not for people like me. I'm just not good with money." You are, in essence, unconsciously but very effectively placing a recurring, standing order with the universe for more of the same. It is the cosmic equivalent of walking into the most magnificent restaurant imaginable, a place that can serve you anything your heart desires. And yet you repeatedly, day after day, order the disappointment special with a side of financial stress, and then have the audacity to wonder why that is what keeps showing up on your plate. You sent the order, darling. The universe, in its infinite and impersonal wisdom, simply delivered it. The truly wealthy, the conscious creators, understand something that most people miss entirely in their frantic chase for security. They don't just think differently about money, although that is part of it. More fundamentally, they speak a completely different language. Their internal and external dialogues are calibrated to a frequency of abundance. Their words are not random. They are tools used to construct metaphysical bridges that lead directly to the shores of abundance, rather than building thicker, higher walls around the desolate island of scarcity. They have learned through practice and observation that the universe operates like the most literal-minded, impeccably efficient waiter you have ever encountered. It doesn't judge your order. It doesn't question your worthiness to receive it. It simply takes your orders exactly as you place them, with no substitutions, no creative interpretations, and no compassionate, "Are you sure you want that?" interjections. If you order lack, lack is what you will get. If you order abundance, abundance is what will be served. Here is the secret that might just shatter your preconceived notions about millionaires. They are not, as a rule, necessarily smarter than you. They aren't inherently more talented than you. They often aren't even more hard-working than you in terms of sheer hours clocked. But they have, whether consciously or intuitively, mastered the subtle and profound art of speaking in perfect, unwavering alignment with the reality they wish to create. They have surgically and ruthlessly eliminated what I like to call poverty talk from their daily vocabulary, treating such phrases as if they were poison, and they have diligently replaced it with a language of possibility, a lexicon of expansion, a vocabulary that opens doors of opportunity instead of slamming them shut in their own faces. Just think about it this way, as a practical thought experiment. If you were followed around by a magical genie, a cosmic servant whose sole purpose was to grant every single thing you said out loud, instantly and literally, how differently would you speak? The gravity of your every utterance would become immediately apparent. You would probably bite your tongue before ever again letting slip a phrase like, "I can't afford that," for fear of the genie making it a permanent reality. You would recoil from saying, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or the culturally ubiquitous, "I'm broke," because you would realize, in a flash of insight, that these seemingly innocent, colloquial phrases are actually potent spells, negative incantations that you are casting upon your own financial future, weaving a reality of limitation with the very thread of your own voice. Now, let's pull this down from the ethereal clouds of theory and get intensely practical, because understanding the cosmic principles is lovely, but conscious implementation is where the real, tangible magic happens. The very first, non-negotiable step is to cultivate a state of hyper-awareness, to begin examining your current, deeply ingrained language patterns. For the next week, I want you to adopt the persona of a linguistic detective, a Sherlock Holmes of your own speech. Carry a small notebook or use a notes app on your phone, and notice, without judgment, how many times a day you speak about money from a place of perceived lack or fear. Count how often you utter phrases like, "That's too expensive, I wish I could afford that, if only I had more money," or the classic mantra of the struggling, "I'm just living paycheck to paycheck." Do not beat yourself up for this. This is not an exercise in self-flagellation. This is an audit. Awareness is the sacred first step toward any meaningful transformation. You're simply gathering crucial data about the specific vibrations you have been unconsciously broadcasting into the universe day in and day out. Think of it as taking a detailed inventory of your current stock before you redesign and restock your entire mental and vibrational warehouse with products of prosperity and success. Step 2 is a profound paradigm shift in understanding. You must internalize the truth that abundance is your natural, cosmic state. Yes, you heard that right, darling. Abundance is not something you need to chase, beg for, desperately claw your way towards, or prove yourself worthy of. It is the default setting of the universe. It is the natural, unimpeded flow of universal energy, like a great and mighty river. Scarcity, on the other hand, is the artificial interruption of that flow. It is a dam, built of limiting beliefs and negative language, that you have unknowingly constructed in the path of that river. When you begin to align your language with this foundational truth, you stop fighting the universe. You stop swimming desperately against the powerful current, and instead, you turn around, relax, and start flowing with it towards the ocean of infinite possibility. And this is where we get into the powerful, tactical work of installing replacement patterns. Instead of the disempowering, definitive statement, "I can't afford it," I want you to consciously pivot to a new phrase. "I'm choosing to invest my money differently right now," or "That's not a financial priority for me at this moment." Can you feel the seismic shift in energy? One statement renders you a helpless victim of your circumstances, a pawn in a game you feel you are losing. The other immediately positions you as the empowered, conscious, and strategic decision-maker in your own financial life, the CEO of your personal economy. Instead of the heavy, victim-laden declaration, "I'm broke," try on the much lighter, more dynamic phrase, "I'm in a temporary cash flow situation that I am actively and creatively improving." It acknowledges the same set of facts, but it broadcasts a completely different, proactive, and hopeful energy into the universe. It speaks of solutions, not of permanence. When you see something you desire but cannot currently purchase, instead of sighing and lamenting about the price tag, a habit that reinforces the feeling of not having, train yourself to say, either out loud or in your mind, "I love seeing such beautiful examples of the abundance that is available to me in this world." Or, "Thank you, universe, for showing me what is possible and what is on its way to me." This simple reframe does something truly magical. It trains your subconscious mind and your entire energetic field to see and celebrate abundance everywhere, shifting your focus from what you can't have to the infinite wellspring of what you can have. It is the mental equivalent of switching from a scarcity telescope, which only focuses on the distant and unattainable, to an abundance microscope, which finds evidence of prosperity in the smallest and most immediate details of your life. Step 3 is where we begin to consciously build your new reality. It involves creating and embodying what I call future self-language. This means you must start speaking as if you are already the successful, prosperous, and abundant person you are in the process of becoming. This doesn't mean lying, being delusional, or living in a fantasy land. It is not about pretending your bills don't exist. It means consciously choosing to speak from the expansive energy of your highest potential, your future self, rather than from the constricting energy of your current, temporary limitations. It's about letting your language lead the way for your reality to follow. For instance, when a friend or family member asks about your career or financial goals, instead of offering the vague and powerless response, "I hope to make more money someday," try embodying your future self and stating with calm confidence, "I am building multiple streams of income and watching my wealth grow consistently and predictably." Or, "I am expanding my skills to attract higher-paying opportunities." The key here is a delicate and powerful dance between authenticity and aspiration. You are not pretending to have millions in the bank if you don't, but you are speaking from the vibrational reality of someone who fully expects, welcomes, and is actively creating financial success. There's a massive, reality-creating difference between delusional, wishful thinking and aligned, confident expectation. The universe responds not to delusion, but to the powerful frequency of unwavering expectation. Now, let's dive deeper into the crucial topic of gratitude language, because this is a subtle art where many well-intentioned people get it backwards, inadvertently reinforcing the very mindset they are trying to escape. Generic, blanket gratitude statements like, "I'm grateful for everything I have," can, paradoxically, reinforce a scarcity mindset if they are spoken from an underlying energy of, "I should just be happy with my meager crumbs and not ask for more." This type of gratitude can feel like a resignation to lack. Instead, you must practice specific, expansive appreciation that actively acknowledges and celebrates the presence of abundance, no matter how small it may seem at first. For example, instead of a general statement, try something laser-focused. "I am so grateful for the unexpected $50 that showed up in my life today. It's a wonderful sign of more to come." Or, "I deeply appreciate how money consistently flows to me in perfect timing, right when I need it." This specific appreciation tells the universe, "Yes, I see the abundance you're sending. More of this, please." It magnifies the good and creates a magnetic field for more good to flow in. Step 4 is perhaps one of the most challenging yet most transformative. You must surgically eliminate complaint language around money from your vocabulary. This is huge, darling. And honestly, it might be the most difficult part of this entire process, because our culture is deeply, profoundly addicted to what I call financial complaint bonding. You know exactly what I mean. Those ubiquitous conversations at the office, over dinner, or on the phone, where everyone competes to one-up each other's stories of financial woe, the shocking price of gas, the audacity of the tax bill, the frustrations of inflation, the struggles of making ends meet. While the feelings behind these complaints are often valid, constantly speaking them out loud, giving them voice and energy, is the energetic equivalent of meticulously watering the weeds in your garden of abundance while your beautiful flowers of prosperity wither from neglect. You are literally nurturing the reality you claim you do not want. Instead of joining the chorus of complaint, you must become a vibrational outlier. Try skillfully redirecting these conversations. When a coworker says, "These gas prices are absolutely killing me," you might respond with a gentle pivot. "Yeah, it's definitely a squeeze." It's interesting how situations like these always inspire me to find new and creative ways to increase my income streams. In doing this, you are acknowledging their experience without taking on their complaint energy and adding it to your own vibrational field. You are holding your ground as an island of possibility in a sea of complaint. Here's something that might sound controversial or even like a form of denial, but I am going to say it anyway because it is a vital key to unlocking your prosperity. You must stop talking about what you can't do because of money. Every single time you utter the words, "I can't travel because it's just too expensive," or "I can't start that business because I don't have the startup capital," you are forging another link in the very chains of limitation you so desperately want to break free from. You are speaking your prison into existence. Instead, you must begin speaking about what you are creating, what you are planning, what you are moving toward. Pivot your language to creation. "I am planning an amazing trip to Italy, and I'm watching with excitement for the perfect, divinely timed opportunity to make it happen." Or, "I am building my business plan and staying completely open to the creative and unexpected funding solutions that are flowing my way." See the difference? Your focus shifts from the obstacle, no money, to the outcome, the trip, the business, and the process of creation. Step 5 involves mastering the language of receiving. Most people are, frankly, terrible at receiving compliments, opportunities, gifts, and yes, money, because they have never learned how to speak receptively. Their vibrational doors are closed. When someone offers to pay for your lunch, what is your default reaction? If it's to protest with, "Oh no, no, you don't have to do that, I couldn't possibly let you," you are deflecting a gift from the universe. Instead, try taking a deep breath and saying with a genuine smile, "Thank you so much. I receive that graciously." When someone compliments your work, instead of deflecting with, "Oh, it was nothing." Try anchoring the acknowledgement with, "Thank you. I really appreciate you recognizing my value." This may feel intensely uncomfortable at first because many of us, particularly women, were taught that gracious receiving is somehow selfish, arrogant, or rude. But here is the unvarnished cosmic truth. When you deflect abundance in any form, no matter how small, you are training the universe that you are not a ready and willing recipient for more. You are essentially putting up a giant "no, thank you" sign on the doorway to your prosperity. Now, let's address the enormous elephant in the room, the question that is likely screaming in your mind right now. You might be thinking, "Darling, this all sounds wonderful and poetic in theory, but I have real bills, real debt collectors, and real tangible financial pressure breathing down my neck. How is simply changing my language going to fix my actual, urgent problems?" It is a fair and valid question, and here is the honest, no-fluff answer. Changing your language will not, in and of itself, magically cause a deposit of money to appear in your bank account by tomorrow morning. However, it will absolutely, fundamentally, and irrevocably shift your energy, which in turn will shift the opportunities you attract, the decisions you make, and your very ability to recognize and act on abundance when it inevitably appears. Think about it like this. Your brain is a highly sophisticated filtering mechanism. If you are constantly speaking from a place of lack, you are programming your brain to look for and find evidence of scarcity everywhere. You will notice every price increase at the grocery store, every unexpected bill in the mail, every news report about economic downturn. Your reality becomes a confirmation of your lack-based language. But when you begin to consciously and consistently speak from a place of abundance, you are giving your brain a new set of instructions. You are programming it to notice opportunities, to seek out solutions, and to see possibilities that you were previously literally blind to. This is not mystical woo-woo. It is practical neuroscience. Your reticular activating system, RAS, which acts as your brain's filtering system, is designed to show you more of whatever you tell it is important. By changing your language, you are changing what your brain filters for. Here is a practical, real-world example. Let's say you need to manifest an extra $500 this month. The scarcity language track sounds like this. "Oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to come up with this money. Things are so tight right now, I'm so stressed out about making ends meet." This language creates feelings of anxiety and helplessness. Now, let's play the abundance language track for the same situation. "I am excited to discover the creative and unexpected ways this $500 is going to show up for me. I am open to all opportunities, and I am ready to take inspired, aligned action." The goal is the same, but the second approach puts you in a completely different mental, emotional, and vibrational state. From the abundant mindset, you are far more likely to notice that freelance opportunity posted online, more likely to have the confidence to ask for that raise at work, more likely to finally sell those items you have been meaning to get rid of, more likely to think of a service or skill you could offer to your community. The opportunities, darling, were always there. Your language determines whether your brain is tuned to the frequency where you can see them, feel them, and act on them. Step 6 is about embracing the twin pillars of consistency and patience. This is not a one-week fad diet where you speak abundantly for 7 days and then expect your entire life to magically transform. This is about fundamentally rewiring your entire neurological and energetic relationship with prosperity, a relationship that may have been conditioned by decades of lack-based programming. And that, my love, takes time. But here is the truly beautiful and encouraging part. Every single day that you consciously practice this new way of speaking, you are building powerful momentum. You are forging new neural pathways in your brain. You are creating new, high-frequency energy patterns in your auric field. You are developing new vibrational habits that will eventually become your default state. Some days will be easier than others. You might catch yourself slipping back into old, comfortable patterns of complaint or worry, and that is perfectly normal and okay. The key is to notice these slips without judgment, without self-criticism, and to gently, lovingly redirect your language back to abundance. Think of it exactly like learning to play a musical instrument. You wouldn't pick up a violin for the first time and expect to be concert-ready after a few clumsy practice sessions. But you know that every time you pick up the instrument and play, Every time you practice the scales, you are getting better, stronger, and more proficient. It is the same with your language. Let me share something that might help you stay motivated and committed during this transformative process. The truly wealthy people I know and have studied are not wealthy because they never think about money problems. That is a myth. They are wealthy because they have trained themselves to relentlessly think about money solutions. They have conditioned their minds to default to what I call solution language instead of problem language. When they face a financial challenge, a market downturn, a failed investment, an unexpected expense, they do not spiral into the language of victimhood by saying, "I don't have enough money." They immediately pivot to the language of creation by asking, "How can I generate more income?" Or, "What is the creative solution for this situation that I'm not seeing yet?" Step 7 involves consciously curating your environment by surrounding yourself with the abundant language of others. This might mean becoming more selective and intentional about the conversations you choose to engage in, the social media accounts you follow, and even the news you consume. I am not suggesting you live in a bubble of toxic positivity, ignoring all world problems, but I am strongly suggesting that you become the vigilant guardian of your mind, being highly intentional about the language environment you are marinating in all day long. If you are constantly surrounded by people who speak from a place of lack, limitation, and financial fear, it is going to be like trying to swim upstream against a powerful current. It will be much harder to maintain your new, high-frequency, abundant language patterns. You must actively seek out content creators, books, podcasts, and communities that speak the language of possibility, innovation, and growth. Feed your mind with words and ideas that inspire expansion rather than contraction. Here's something incredibly practical and powerful you can do right now to accelerate this process. Create what I call an abundance phrase book. Take a dedicated notebook or a file on your computer and write down 20 to 30 phrases that feel authentic and empowering to you. Phrases that reflect the financial reality you are in the process of creating. These can be things like, "Money flows to me easily, consistently, and joyfully. I am always in the right place at the right time to receive financial opportunities. I trust my ability to create and manage wealth wisely. I am so grateful for my expanding and ever-present prosperity." Keep this list handy on your phone or in your wallet. Refer to it throughout the day, especially in moments when you feel triggered by financial stress. When you catch yourself about to speak from a place of lack, pause, take a breath, and consciously choose one of your abundance phrases instead. This is not about lying to yourself or engaging in mindless positive thinking. It is about actively training yourself, like an athlete, to speak in perfect alignment with the reality you want to create. It is a declaration of your creative power. Now, here is where it gets really interesting, and the effects start to ripple outward. As you begin to consistently shift your own language patterns, you will start to notice that other people, your boss, your clients, your friends, even strangers, begin to respond to you differently. There is a palpable, undeniable energy that comes with abundant language that people can feel on a subconscious level, even if they cannot consciously articulate it. You will find that opportunities start coming to you, rather than you having to chase them down. People will suddenly think of you when they hear about job openings that are a perfect fit. They will remember you when a business opportunity arises. They will be drawn to you for collaboration possibilities. This happens because abundant language creates what I call a magnetic presence. You energetically shift from being a vibrational repellent to a vibrational attractor. You become the kind of person that others instinctively want to include, support, and do business with, because your energy feels expansive and successful. You are no longer radiating the subtle, needy frequencies of lack and desperation, which, frankly, repel opportunities and resourceful people. Instead, you are radiating confidence, possibility, creativity, and a readiness for success that is incredibly attractive. Step 8 is about marrying your new language with aligned, inspired action. Here is the critical distinction. Speaking abundantly is not a substitute for taking action. It is the foundational energy that makes your actions exponentially more effective and potent. When you are operating from a place of abundant language and an aligned mindset, you simply make better, clearer decisions. You are more confident and less needy in your negotiations. You are more willing to invest in yourself, your skills, and your growth, knowing that such investments always pay dividends. You see possibilities where you once saw only roadblocks. Let's use the example of looking for a new job. Scarcity language sounds like this: I really hope someone will hire me. Or, I need this job so badly, I'll take anything. Or, in an interview, please just give me a chance. This language is laced with the energy of desperation and powerlessness. Now, listen to the abundant language approach for the same situation. I am excited to find the perfect role where I can contribute my unique value and be compensated generously for it. Or, I am confident there is a great match out there for my skills and experience, and I'm enjoying the process of discovering it. Can you feel the profound difference in energy? The first approach comes from a place of begging. The second comes from a place of sovereign confidence and mutual value exchange. And I promise you, employers, clients, and business partners can absolutely feel this difference, even if they cannot consciously identify what it is they are sensing. You become the obvious choice. So here is your call to action, and I want you to start this immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week, but today, right now. For the next 24 hours, I want you to do nothing but catch yourself every single time you speak about money from a place of lack. Don't try to change the words just yet. The only goal is awareness. Just notice. Set a recurring timer on your phone to go off every 2 hours. When it does, take a single minute to reflect on how you have been speaking about money out loud or in your head since the last reminder. This simple awareness exercise alone will probably shock you. Most people have absolutely no idea how consistently and habitually they speak from a place of financial lack until they finally start paying attention. You might discover that you complain about prices, express worry about bills, or make self-deprecating jokes about being broke dozens upon dozens of times in a single day. Each one, a small pebble of lack dropped into your cosmic pond. After those 24 hours of pure awareness, then you can begin to actively implement the replacement language. Choose just 3 abundance phrases from your newly created phrase book and commit to using them whenever you catch yourself about to speak from lack. Remember, this is a practice, not a performance. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. Every single time you consciously choose abundant language over lack language, you are casting a vote for your new reality. You are rewiring your brain and reconditioning your relationship with prosperity. I also want you to do something that might feel a little scary. But trust me on this one. Sometime today, share one single abundance statement on your social media, or even just in a text to a trusted friend. It could be as simple as, I am so grateful for the financial opportunities that are flowing into my life, or I'm excited about my growing prosperity and the good I can do with it. This simple act does 2 powerful things. First, it puts your clear intention out into the world in a public way, which dramatically increases your personal commitment to this new way of being. Second, your declaration of abundance might be the very message that inspires someone else who desperately needs to hear it. Here is what I know for certain about you, darling. Even though we have never met, you possess unique gifts, invaluable talents, and a specific value that only you can offer to the world. The very fact that you are here, listening to this message to the very end, tells me everything I need to know. It tells me that you are ready to step into a bigger, more expansive, and more prosperous version of yourself financially. You are ready to stop playing small with your language. You are ready to stop defining yourself by your current bank balance and start speaking like the prosperous, creative person you were always meant to be. The universe is constantly, unfailingly listening and responding to your words, your thoughts, and your dominant energy. It is not a cosmic judge deciding whether you are worthy of abundance. It is simply a cosmic mirror, delivering experiences that are a perfect match to your primary vibration. When you make the conscious decision to shift your language from lack to abundance, you are literally changing your order with the cosmic restaurant. Instead of repeatedly ordering the struggle platter with a side of financial stress, you are confidently placing your order for the prosperity feast with a delicious side of unexpected opportunities. Remember, every single self-made millionaire started exactly where you are right now, with a powerful and definitive decision to think, speak, and act differently than they had been. They did not possess special secrets or magic formulas that are unavailable to you. They simply and profoundly aligned their language with their desires and then took consistent, inspired action from that place of powerful alignment. Your words are creating your reality, whether you consciously believe it or not. The only question that remains is, what reality do you truly want to create? Because if you want to be a millionaire in 2025, it is time to start speaking like one today. Not when you have the money, not when you feel worthy enough, not when your circumstances are perfect, but right now, in this very moment, with your very next sentence. So go ahead, beautiful soul. Step into your power. Step into your abundant language. Speak like the millionaire you are in the process of becoming. The universe is listening, and it is ready and eager to deliver exactly what you are asking for.